didn't. I think I wasn't using my notes much last time when we were in the circle, so maybe it's okay. Does he have paper? Yeah. Like in case I need to, because I'm out of paper. I have one page left. Yeah. Stephanie, is there any paper, like, because I ran out of paper in case I have to write notes? Yeah.
This?
I moved my cheese.
Okay. 당도 가르쳐야 돼.
Kimbo, are you going to say something? Or no? I just saw the microphone.
Oh, probably not. Everybody looks good. Who has Dhamma live together, stay together is better.
Yeah, right, yeah.
그래라.
그 담으로요나 그 장마디 담으로 요견 사만냠두 데나 야보요레라서.
Yes.
Yini yang dangbo sanji tutotin.
Yeah.
So we'll do opening just the refuge in bodhicitta on page 10 or page 11 of the prayer book.
really?
The go nego tsukure.
콩나물도.
Oh, can you the red one there maybe for Kimbo?
Is there extras? I have
Yeah.
some.
뒷는바대 양고 얻었다.
But right first in the prayer book on page 11. Oh yeah, in case that's the the koko grava. Koko grade. Oh no, mare. Koko grade. Yeah, it was just hers. That's right. That's true, right? Yeah.
Children 가수리.
효단 당번이 많고선.
But Dangbo ngato prayer book.
Dhamma means
Dangbo prayer book.
아르바이 쭉 코나 배쳤다네.
이거는 만절 남간.
말 쭉 코나 무이 더가지고.
뭐이게 당보. 효단 당번. 만절 남간이 무슨 지나서.
Okay, but first we'll start with 11 in English. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for being's benefit. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for being's benefit. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for being's benefit. May all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness and the cause of happiness. happiness. May they be free of suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness free of suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion to near and far. May all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free of suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness free of suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion to near and far. May all mother sentient beings equal to space have happiness and the cause of happiness. May they be free of suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness free of suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of attachment and aversion to near and far. Right?
Tukina Tsangma, da negotiate. That's turned the big go Jones. Yinayan the Kakisara doya. The Roya de Ma Shodan Gavan and Dara Truguyumi. Then Dara the Hako, the in that the Chipo like and sorry. The Dutch said that the Tossip Zemon Dogora. Sit down that it's a little
So,
yeah.
Okay. So, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back after your lunch break. And she said she notices that, today we have a couple of new people who weren't practicing with us before. And so she wants to just point out a few places in the text where, it would be tricky to understand otherwise. So, for instance, there are a couple of sections where we just have what we've been calling a double beat, which is not exactly a double beat, but it's where there's more of a like more hits of the drum than there is in the normal beat. And so she's going to point out where those parts in the text are for the Dhammaru. So on page 14 first. Oh wait, is that right? Yeah, so the first time that this happens is with the first line on page 14. It says Namke Trinso Shindu Dula Shok. And so you can make a little mark in your text because that's what the first time that you do it.
Barnang.
And then with the second line also, Barnang Charba Shindu Bopla Shok was the second time, so you can make another mark. And then the third time was Saji Lungmar Shindu Subla Shok. And then you can make another mark, and that indicates those three lines. You're just going to be doing something a little bit different with the drum that she'll also demonstrate. And then we're going to do it again on page 16 with the line Chi Sha Zugdro Chi Lade Zu. So you can make a mark there. And then again with Nangsha Bugu Nangi Lade Zu, and then you can mark a mark there. And then Barsha Sumbo Bargi Lade Zu, you can make a third mark there.
Okay, thank you. That together we begin page 1.
So we can go through it together from beginning to end. So beginning with your drum like this, that she has resting on her thigh. So you want to have it on your thigh like this with your the top facing up. Are there? So please don't leave her alone in the chanting. Like make sure that we're all making noise, chanting together.
I like together songs.
I'm the only one who doesn't have it. No, I'm wondering are all the ones that were for sale, is it possible to borrow one? Yeah. Yeah, Keen, would you get one for me? Thank you. Oh, if there aren't, that's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't need. I mean, in fact, just in case if they happen to have one. Otherwise, it's fine. I'm also find it tiring, so it's fine for me to do the bell. Yeah. Yeah. Lasso.
Call up to go, mother.
Okay. That's your dig.
Dig it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Together we.
Drupon I'm just hooked. Only once you read English and you understand that meaning and for why they draw the color, and then you different this makes different for your visualization. So most important for true practice, really need small motivation to generosity your body, mind, and speech. So therefore, right now you read this in the English once, and then you will understand the meaning of this reason. Okay.
So
this is only once.
You want to do like each time? So
No,
we go
each time only this thing.
only this set.
Only this one.
Only this one.
Yeah, no need everything.
Okay, so
They
from
can't don't
where?
beside the
Kimbo,
people,
from
so-
where?
From the page number second, P Rani Gejig. I think so. English, they are P, the self instantly what is called transformed into the Panja Paramita. You start from there until now,
Okay.
the last. Okay.
Pay. The self is instantly transformed into prajna paramita, the body with golden color, fully endowed with the dresses and the ornaments of Sambhogakaya Buddha with 4 arms. The first 2 right and left holding Vajra and Prajna Paramita text, the next 2 hands in the Dhyani Mudra, thus visualize. Those of you spirits who are not strong, don't be afraid. Wait, stop. No, don't be afraid. Don't be terrified. Never be terrified. K. All sentient beings from the top of samsara down to the lowest hell, listen to me. A. All assemble here. All beings assemble quickly here.
Perfect, thank you. This is really important. Okay, now be confident and yeah, only this one. So from here in the tune melody makes in Tibet, and there will more beautiful and attractive, and I think so maybe more in union and harmonize for every day. So thank you very much. I'm just watching from here. I don't have any drummer. If I do, it then makes more complicated, you guys. So therefore, I'm just quietly and won't play the drummer and Bill. Just keep watching very happily. Thank you.
Thank you,
Om
Yedam Jude Yedam Jove Kingur Ram Jan Gelazon Yedu Oma Peran Yena Pavodan Kanro Konjo Prinje Nambazun Tamba Yije Jojo Suma Yije Jada Dejen Tujedan Tuduje Wanjo Langani Banan Sherde Om Ahom Petra Korvato Mami Bani Tamada Dayen Jedun Kamson Redudun Kurvetena Seje Zoge Lenja Shedon Naze Lenja Kundro Zenurje Lenja Lazode Redo Dava Tuje Donje Zoje Sherde Om Ahom Peye Chedem Ninjuru Jebende Bodon Noje London Jezodan Jeveje Om Ahom Om Ahom Om Ahom Nama Jose Nebana Duje Tugane Wazara Boya Pantad Pejun Shayere Tage Jamso Gere Rube Tamdo Donzon Ramjan Jite Kankan Wande Nazi Jelande Gaye Nazi Debje Karmola Ye Dezo Nabo Duje Dezo Marabo Zenje Dezo Chavo Zaye Dezo Mobole Ye Dezo Serbo Nye Dezo Mobome Ye Dezo Janga Sadage Dezo Yaja Zimbu Dezo Lazana Dembeze Lonzona Dembedu Tronzona Dembedemo Sandi Bandi Gradi Ludi Peka Paranala Duba Jenam Dan Jaya De Donza Transon Lodon Le Sadam Paradon Dintira Zonzon Dan Sanje je je tanje ba tam je ge je ramam de ko je hong 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 de shun de du sha shun ta dong sha la ga ve sha sa cha la ga ve cha dong ru ba la ga ve ru ba pa ba la ga ve ba ba
fei fei fei
le
La.
Oh, how come my song? Not so do I do in che chokere?
Listen.
Okay. By song. Yeah.
Listen.
Okay. So we'll take a short break for gate dutu gate. Gate kama gate. Gadu bardu. Jutu sungdang check up until 3:30. So we'll take a break until 3:30.
Kin bojitis yarjen rode.
La.
Yarjetis rode.
Get out it. What's it like? Yeah.
Konan pala.
So,
Yarjen roson.
Everybody really improved. She's just so impressed with how much you guys have improved in such a short time.
I don't know who's bound.
okay, a few minutes, please. And then come back
So
and
yeah.
practice. Okay,
She wants to do the Jangchub Simcho on page 27.
Yeah.
Chanjo sanjo rinpoche mahaje panam jinje jin jeba nyaba me bayan
Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
Thank you. Ziggy Chimbo. Then pick see the checks no than kakari that the chepachu yomarira chepa. Diana chepa yomar pick checks. Okay.
Okay, so we'll do just the opening prayers on page 10. Oh, just in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. In 11, in the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for being's benefit. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for being's benefit. In the Buddha, Dharma, and assembly excellent, I take refuge till I come to full awakening. By the merit of my deeds like generosity, may I achieve Buddhahood for being's benefit.
Thank you. That Chinabala Shiva Yuna.
So she said, you know, if there's some questions, so we can have time now for some question and answer, and she can answer, you know, help you with any questions you have to the best of her ability, and if not, also we have Kimbo here. He can also answer any questions. Yeah.
Could you explain the meaning of
Oh yeah. Dini pek ki dunda la sumo.
Pek the kartan gong the shuri milare bak song je do. Jatang ke pek la de kake ke la de he de danji je ak. Ani yang je la sanskrit de tola ku si ku la danji ku ya ke che. Ani milare bak je song do de la da nam to chingwa se pe se pek. Namto de deni karajana sem yene deni luchudela shogjang sem solo la yen soina ani tai lam de kasa deni sem namto de jena nang la tsar de taba ani what did it is
So she spoke a little bit about the meaning of pate the other day. So often the way that pate is explained is to be, you know, it's that it's a syllable that has the effect of cutting through the mind of self-grasping. So since that's what we're doing in the you know, in this practice as well. So each time we utter the syllable pate, then it has this effect of cutting through or subduing the mind of self-grasping. Sanskrit, Kayla,
cool. Yeah.
So she understands that in Sanskrit the word is cool, which actually means literally like also to cut through, you know, like to actually cut or cut through, and then Milarepa also he says, that the outer pit has the effect of scattering the discursive thoughts. So when the mind gets distracted, so there's two functions. One is cutting through discursiveness. So when the mind is distracted and there are many concepts, then by saying pit, then it's like we scatter the thoughts, and then that this kind of has the effect of clearing away or scattering the thoughts. And then he says the inner pit has the effect of concentrating the mind. Concentrating the mind is with the outer pit, and the inner pit has the effect of clearing away sleepiness or torpor. So there's that sort of dual function of both concentrating the awareness and scattering discursive thoughts, and then also clearing away sleepiness and torpor. Dini yang dungi pit. Dungi pit de milarabala chi nang this.
Ta ngone jina pek ngone te deni nelo ngano job. Dunji pek si tang pek ngone te ngoso ke chaja chimbo lananja ani zoba chimbo ne teni rigba sinja te jega teni ngone ke pek te teni karesana nelo ngana ya tbat ke toni ke tawa te teni ngone ke pek te rindos.
And then he says that the absolute meaning of pate is recognition of the natural state or the true nature of awareness. So it's actually has the effect of bringing one to the recognition of the natural state. So Mahamudra or Dzogchen, kind of cutting through to that recognition of intrinsic awareness. So it is the ultimate pate, which is the view of emptiness, or the true nature, which is the view of emptiness, the ultimate view.
Hi, I have a question. So this is, I had a strange experience earlier in the year, and I feel like I relate it to this practice. And so basically, I just wanted to preface it by saying that. So in terms of like the healing, Chod, is there ever an experience where certain energies that could be more like on the demonic side could be attracted to experiences like physical pain and suffering and kind of come to just specifically eat or consume the suffering and then have that be relieved from the person that's being treated like as part of a treatment? I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, that's something that spontaneously happened one time, and I've been trying to understand it. So.
Dini mo nyamnyong kensa che jungyo sare dini de shirat sabo hakoma songini ang dini digi nyamnyong la dini de som do ba che lang yorwa dini sam la de ditso pena mi che dunga chimbo yona natsa rawo yona dunga yona dini kongso sam de pena dunga de la karela gogre de pena la de dunga de la pena kipo yimpa nang shinki tsorwa la tene de la gugi yorebe pena min natsa de la yang lade de to yang de natsa dang dungal de gane lade de to le kerebe tene kongso ki dungal pena min nepa de ki dungal zana dini yang kong so ki natsa nepa di ki natsa yang dra sigerebe
sane mari ta kares na ngoto tata chu sinyete ngoto ke danji miwa tangya ra nyong tangya ta pena ya po chi cha je kares na pe jikti samgo ke kong ne shipana pe teng sapo sa chu sinyete pe teng sapo re nganda ko ke ma de he ja go na ja thya tin mari yina yang suso ke danji nyong tanya ande de te so lemne korang so gan saya la ra ta tinde da ensa mari son so kai sina pen meje na cha ta dongar yuwa je na teni suso penja na ta migram che ayore kon nge shimba ani karze ke ngota Sere la Mipachi, Jen Coranzo di Nata, the Siriachi. And this was on Nata don't get tongue, Danjin the cheap, Danjin only. What then the Danjit and Yon and Rosan, Motola, Semna Nata, Lula Donga, Saman Yon dress. Danjin Mar and Rosana, then Bang Materna, then call and cham deate, Jiva Tomami and cham deate, Danji corner Jibakani Jonas.
So she said, well, if we're looking at this from the perspective of Chod, it's really important to keep in mind what the real point of this practice is, which is counteracting and diminishing the mind of self-grasping. So, as Lord Jigten Sumgön has said, that this is such a profound method, that it's really very profound and very powerful. And the reason for that is in its power to counteract and to purify the mind of self-grasping. So if the demons, so I think what she and then she said, for the demons to be, for instance, drawn to the suffering or the sickness, and then for the sickness to just be purified through the demons eating that sickness away, that wouldn't work. What has to work is that the mind of self-grasping has to be counteracted. So for the person who is ill, or suffering, then when this method is employed, it is employed in such a way that it becomes the antidote to self-grasping. And then when we purify that mind of self-grasping, then illness can be purified, can be healed, and suffering can likewise diminishes, can be alleviated or purified. And so also she said, that there is this way, of practicing where we're visualizing our loved ones, like our companions and loved ones and friends. And there, it's the same in that the one who is practicing in such a way that there is the cultivation of love and compassion and the diminishment of self-grasping. And so that is really what the key, for the healing to occur really depends upon that point. Otherwise, if we don't do anything to counteract self-grasping, and in fact, if self-grasping just increases, then, that with that, there's an increase of suffering. We continue to circle, in cyclic existence. We have wandered in cyclic existence since beginningless time because of that mind of self-grasping.
Thank you. That helps.
Hi. I know that you went over this the other day, but I was on Zoom and I couldn't really see the hand mudras for page 9 for the Om Akaro Mukham Sarva Dharma Nam Adya.
Tini de chaja yorwa la de shodangupa. Tini de tu chi sum yore, yene yang de tu morang Zoom la yore, raja la yore, tini yapo tong tu masong.
Chi katan trison masong rona. Katan ne de heja chi trison.
Oh, de mare de
Chaja chikbo.
So you meant not the explanation, but just the mudra itself. Re chaja chipo. So if you know kind of that basic gesture, that's for most of our mudras, it starts out that way. And then this is the the gesture like this that she's demonstrating here. So you do it 3 times, this first one, and then like that. So if there's sound, that's okay. Right now she's just doing it, she's not chanting, but you do it as you chant.
Could you explain the way that this would be practiced by an individual as like a consistent practice over a period of time? Like, would they be doing many rounds of this throughout the day? Like, how does this work in a more intensive setting?
Dini pena me check the nyamling chego samna.
Yep.
Dini nyamling chetang yaksho gare yore pena tingma gatse chego gare yangna tenda tang
Chu ka ya jertan nyamne chego san thun je do gore thun je nam je de tata kong ne shu je sadar ke nyamne tata ta chu de sadar ke nyamne ra ani kosale saya de kong thingma mo bo shi chai kan sin saya da tong ya jingba tang na ro ya ma do nyamne chego song da ne de de ta ko kase thap chego res nyamne chela.
So she said, if intensively done, like if someone's like really, okay, I'm going to just really focus on this practice and do it intensively, then you usually do it 4 sessions in one day. And then those sessions, the period or the length of those sessions can vary, but usually when doing intensive practice, that's kind of the general structure, 4 sessions a day, like for a retreat or something. And she said, she mentioned before, this is thought of to be like a practice for an ascetic, for somebody who's really kind of practicing intensively. And she said many times now, the kusali, the meaning of kusali is that a practitioner is really dedicated to only the practice, and the only thing that kind of interrupts the practice are the activities of eating, drinking, and like urinating or defecating or using bio breaks. and that being the case, then it's like as much as you can practice, you practice. But generally the structure is 4 sessions a day. That's for like retreat. Yeah.
Okay. Te matana ni mare tunje te matana ani dawa nani ani karesa kando magotchi putin ni changala ni
and then if you can't do that, then if it's like, for instance, in your daily life, then you do 1 session a day. And then that's just, how you would do it is practice like 1 session a day. And if that's also not doable, then you can do it once a month. And the best time to do it once a month, she said, is on Dakini Day, which is the 25th of the Tibetan lunar month.
I wanted to ask for clarification because the other day she said if we're doing this alone, just do the white
Feast,
offering.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Dine de rang chikpu chegiuna, dine kasang chigi karji chikpu chena yapore sungsung.
Tata tana pecha tala kanji ta manji ni yori. Chirtang ke ta pen rawi sha hina kanji siate ni nguso ke mil pen rawi sha hina karze sanki. Ini manji layate ani marze sanki daure. Yina ya ni le tangpo pala che manji te ma nyamne che de che sha da cha te so jimba tang mirim che tang pe tang sapo de ma shi yin na ani rang che po nang la nyamne che kapsala ani kanji chi po de nyamne che pe ya po yores. Ani gumpa la ta nyam de ro chin nyamne chiwa na ani kanji ta manji nika chen pe ya ko yores.
So she said, yeah, generally the structure of this practice is that you have both. You have the white feast or the white offering and the red feast or the red offering. And it's really, it's based on the beings who are receiving the offering, just like there are human beings who prefer like a white feast type of food or maybe vegetarian. And then some who really like, like kind of a hardcore meat diet or a carnivorous diet. And so it's sort of like based on, that what the beings prefer. And if, you've been practicing for a while, then it's fine to do both. But generally, it's thought that for beginners, if you're on your own, especially because of sort of the intensity of the imagery with the red feast and like what that might kind of trigger in somebody, that, it is maybe better to stick as a beginner. And you can judge where you are for yourself, what feels appropriate. But that, if you're doing it alone, that you might want to just start with the white offering. And then when you come together in a group situation, when you're practicing as a Dharma center together, then you do both. You do the white feast and the red feast. But that on your own, it's fine to just stick with the white feast or white offering. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
From that previous question and Drupon Law's answer to this, talking about the retreat setting, you have to do 4 sessions a day, like to do this practice intensively. And we have 4 sessions a day, but I recorded now this full practice, so it takes only about 45 minutes. If we want to do it like a real retreat session, like it is 2 or 3 hours, what parts of this practice can we is there a way to extend the practice, some points of it, or meditate on some sessions? Which ones, if you can tell, so that we can extend this 45 minutes into 2 hours or 3 hours?
Dini de penatsam la de yona dini tunji che yana chitang tunji yana dini tun re la chizu ni yang na chizu tsum yorowa yini yang tata ngato de go ne sha bardu chena dini yang karma ngap jipju je nga ma to yo marwa dini de tesa ringwa zo go na pena de chizu ni ringtung zo go na dini ringwa zo tang gare yore
ta ringwa zo tang te ngozo ma yopon don re te ngozo kan dongam daru re doya to gomya nyamdel ate chik ji don jins chik de don da ngozo dang je po la yang yin ma de che ma lo ya chik po la sam no tang ma de che ani ma lo de kap se ti don da ha ko wa ani so so le te so ren po so na ani ti de na ta kare se na ta ko ni shura manjila tene karesto loan chimpa chipa ta koto kome sama nyewa yeda tendo to jinda ta nyewa la samno tankhana nyewa chadang donga ka seyore ti to la samno tang gomja ke tela nyamne chin tili jesuna te so te tana ron res
yang
pe samjim me cha ko pyo chembo yo
dene de tang nyamdu pena chikchina de pena chirang so che du chikchina lok ya pe mambo yoro monlam la sokpa shimba la jalgi yo sarwa re
monlam je ta nga ke gonda ta kwa do ko sir ti sir dong ani te sa de te chu don ro res mambo diar ga mare kaka ta chen karesna
Dini yang de pena timrim de pe chene dini memek panang la ne dini tesa ringwa yang so
mekpa te so ke kan tap mekpa de zo che ma to de changka ko thun je ke changka te zo che ma re ni pa sa na ta rang ri ni pa de chang ma nyo chi ro che po jab de na pin to pe nyo nyo re de ne te ya za chen ni pa che sa wa na za chen sanjeta sancho sampala yang chupang per zet yang ja chen mang song song no ten nyawa ya da tin ro ta so le ma za chon de che tin je na ngo sa pin do chen bo yo ra ti na shi ke ta kanji manji de le sam no tam pe hang sam jim me cha pa yo res ten de tin te se lo tin de to la sam no tang ke ta ngo so na ta jopo ta chang te de nan da ra yang pong ba na ga ra
So she said there are a couple of things. One is that if you're doing extended sort of sessions, you can really draw it out, so that you can make it combined with reflection and meditation, so that as you know, so that you're not just like reading through it, you know, and like sort of, you know, doing the melody and such, but you're really deeply considering the meaning. So that you're going through each section and you're slowly like spending time on each thing and kind of contemplating. She said, you know, like for instance with the red feast, there are all those details, right, that we were going through, like all the different organs and sort of imagining each one and thinking about, you know, when we're in the white feast with each of the 6 realms, going through each of the beings, spending time thinking about, for instance, the suffering of the beings in the hell realms, the intensity of the suffering of heat and cold, thinking about the beings in the realms of hungry ghosts and their extreme torment of hunger and thirst, and so on. Like, so you really take it slow and you kind of contemplate and meditate as you're reciting, so that it's a meditation on what you're reading, so that you're actually kind of slowly going through and inwardly, you know, really generating understanding as you're reciting. And if you do it that way, she said, the benefit is inconceivable. It's so vast when we're really conscious in that way of what we're reading and reflecting and meditating on it. And then I asked her, because I know sometimes Tibetans add a lot of things, you know, like also to supplement, right, like various recitations and stuff. So I said, well, what about adding? And she said, well, in her case, you know, since she has really only done this in the context of other, you know, like during retreat, where she would do it at night. And then the only other thing that she would also do at night was, together with it, was sur. The sur practice, which I forget what we call, or if we call it that. Anything in English? Sur, yeah. But so, and then she said, but the main thing, you know, is the visualization, and like amount and even duration maybe doesn't matter so much. What really matters is the quality of our practice. And she said that it's the same way when we're doing mantra recitation or accumulation. If we, you know, accumulate a whole bunch of mantra recitations, but we're not really present with what we're doing, it's not all that beneficial. But what really matters is the quality of our meditation. You know, as we're doing the mantra recitation, we're visualizing the light radiating out to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, making offerings, gathering their blessings, returning and dissolving into the mantra garland, and then light radiating out again and traveling to the beings of the 3 lower, you know, realms, or the 6 classes of beings, and purifying their obscurations and placing them in the state of the deity and returning. And so when we really have these elements present in our practice, then that's what really makes it very powerful and meaningful. And so, you know, of course, to lengthen it, you can also make sure to do both the white offering and the red offering, and not, you know, not trying. She said right now, when we were doing it, we were kind of going straight through the practice and trying to go quickly, especially because if we draw it out too much, your arms will also really start hurting. So, you know, it's good to go fast. But she said, and also, of course, you can lengthen the period of meditation, where we have the resting, you know, in the unelaborated state. That period can also be lengthened.
Can I ask more questions? Thank you. Then there's 2 more questions based on that. First is, when we contemplate during the recitation of a text, we contemplate. Like, if I contemplate, I don't necessarily, like read, I contemplate. Do we still keep on having the rhythm, the melody, the drum, or we at the time we stop everything and we just contemplate, and then we pick up this one question.
Okay. Dini de kale dongiona, dini yang dongwe kala gomge chegiona, dini di kala yang daru dang rubu chegiorebe yang na de te salo, dini daru rubu ja, dini te se samnotang gom, dini dindada wa chegiorebe garechi.
Susun do pares.
She said it's up to you.
Yeah, the karesina kachela yang perna Puye no tona puye te tonda check hamon station to didn't gom jan some no tang and do the jiris. Inchi lo te tonda te ton some no tang yan dar true the china jiris. This Susan dopa under the reason trimmed away your maris.
So she said there's like no rule. You can, like for some people, they really like to recite the Tibetan. And in that case, there may not be, for instance, understanding of the meaning as you recite. So then maybe you pause for a time the playing, in sections, and then like read the English and then kind of contemplate a little bit the meaning and then pick up again. So there's really, there's no rule about how to do it. You can kind of practice in the way that works best for you.
And one more quick question. If I do some other practice, but I'm like 4 sessions or 6 sessions, whatever, but if I would be dedicated to the Chod practice, I want to do it every day, can I incorporate one short, like 45-minute session into this retreat, like extra?
Like a different retreat.
A different retreat, but not like one of the 4 sessions. I would do 4 sessions of the different retreat, but like extra. Let's say 5th session.
I think that's what she did.
Yeah, but then my question is, what would be the best time to do it? I understand probably at night, and then following up, if I do sur as well, it probably would be tied to. In my understanding, they would kind of go side by side. In that case, if it's the case, would I do sur first and then chod, or chod first and then sur? What would she suggest?
Okay. Garci pena sam shimba chek de gyona, tani sam de la tun ji yang na tun druk te gyona, tani de chu yang de sam la chi nang pa nang shin pena sam shimba chek shu gyorowa, de gyorowa, yine yang chu ni ma re la ting ma chek che go samna. Pena tun kaka chek chu chewe kautla tene tun kaka chek che ya yo sarwa di kaka che yo sarwa tene di kasi sur nyamdu che ya yena de dangpo sur che tene chu che yang na chu che tene sur che tene yang dutsu chu nyamlin che ya pena de sam de pe kautla yaksho gare yore pache gonda yinjire pena gare tun sumpa yena yagare jipa yena yagare de chitang gande chetang gande do
te tonda de changma ha koma song de la re ju tang na ji mi ji ser tang go la re
mare
tene ale
kong yang sam de go na
ya ale la so tene tang ho na koran so ko nyamne ti pen kare chena te changma sarven jola ani certain ini chutang de apoyores te anti te mena yanti chudo ka parsen do yora ni go jal parsen jo yora te parsen la yan chutang na dikres
tene yang tun sumba pena tun ji yona tun sumba la chena yakshore be ji pa chena
te so tajere
okay. So she said so regarding which to do first, sur or chud, she said usually it would be like, for instance, so there's 2 ways. You can wait till the end of the session that you're going to connect it with. You finish like all the way, you finish through to the end of the practice, whatever it is, and then you do sur, and then generally you do chud after the sur. And there are 2 ways to do it. You can kind of attach it to that practice, like whichever session, usually in the afternoon or evening, but whatever kind of works best for you. Or you can do it during the break. you know, so you can have it, do it in the break. That's what, so when they do during Garchen Rinpoche's birthday every year, they do a Tara retreat, a Tara practice in Munich, and they do Chod during the afternoon break.
Hi, thank you. We know that Magic Lab Drone developed the practice. I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about how Magic Lab Drone, the causes and conditions that led her to develop the practice.
Dene Magic Lab Drone den Amaroa de Chuke Ama Jungsa. Dene de young de Nyamne de Pena Ju Dang Chin Samlo Tangne Dene Magic Lab Drone de young go to Yagi Jimson Ju Dang Chin Gale Gare Jungare Gare Chasong de Yong Yagi Magic Lab
Drone Jud Chi
de chu yang de go to ya Nyamlin che ya
Dambo Kongla go
maybe
to
Kimbo, you
Jimchi.
want to help? You want to help explain what he said? How you saying like what are the what are the causes and conditions that led to Magic Lab Drone developing this practice? I tried. Yeah. Didn't they? Okay. No. I was just trying to translate it to Drupon, but I didn't. She didn't understand. The dampo jungsa de gande jungwa yana dampo Magic Lab Drone de yang chu go to yagi ju dang ching gande jungwa re. I don't. Yeah. Magic Lab Drone.
Yeah.
Re. So sometimes these.
Yeah. Ta ngoto jochi de toma chongo yate chirtan zambelena mape mangpore mapa mangpore te nangba pe nyongyore ani te endu de na shi ke Magic Lab Drone da kong jewa ngema chosa drjang ke jesong ke le ka wa ya po ti sa sonde te endu toma chu jego ate kong ta Magic Lab Drone ke te jun chongo yojiris.
So, you know, the causes and conditions sort of in brief could be thought of like this, like there are so many, you know, people in the world, and at that time too, there were many people, but relatively few who were practicing Buddhism. And so Magic Lab Drone, you know, had purified her negativities over the course of many lifetimes and gathered the accumulations. And then in that life, as Magic Lab Drone, there were these auspicious causes and conditions that came to, you know, the arising of kind of this practice in her lifetime that she connected with, and it originated from her, you know, kind of spontaneously. But that was due to the conditions of probably, you know, over the course of many lifetimes, you know, already being a pretty, like, extraordinarily realized being through, you know, purification and gathering the accumulations.
Leda kawa yuna tini leda kawa tindiji sunam te yuna tini nguto tata penna tena zongoya te nguto leg ke tindi charis kesna nangba yimba temato kongde na sa poneri ngade na polari tena America se kawayo ha komara no teso chama leg tan kawa nguto chiwa ngima ke thama punji na ji tinta tipa timder ke tindi chen zom ni rima to tasa juchi timder mazom pa je ke zom chamares ne kongena tindi che chosa dripa jang so de tindi chen ta ju thoma song go yate
So there's nothing that's not karma, really. And when, especially when it comes to, these really fortunate circumstances or a great kind of accumulation of merit, it all, that kind of everything that arises is due to the force of karma. So, she said, if you think about even this situation, like she herself is originally from Tibet. Kimbo Rinpoche is originally from Tibet. Like, so everybody, is that like coming here to America, they didn't even know about, they had never even heard maybe of America at one point. So, the fact that there are now these conditions where they're both here in America and then we're all coming together in like practicing Dharma, is really can only be due to really strong causes and conditions coming together and interconnection, karmic connections from former lives. Like we've all been connected as closely, like as parents, as siblings. It could not have ever come together just accidentally. This just doesn't happen. Nothing is accidental. Everything is based on causes and conditions. Is interdependence at work.
The key is that Buddhism was in decline at the time that she
Dini di machik labdran di chu yang di go sukdu de du nangpe chu tesa nyam gyurwe nyam yurwa. She's not sure, actually.
Drikung la shui tan de ritam tin Drikung ke teni gelong mangpo tang tam tin Drikung cha tin de pe gelong tong tra mangpo jik tin sung go shat yo de shui jik tin ba tar ri de ngo so ke de kong ke chi song ga so nyam yo re tar jin nga ke de so ha ko mo sons.
So she doesn't really know the specifics, but she does know that, there was a period where, for instance, Chod practice was very widely practiced throughout Tibet, that in general, right, the Dharma was thriving. And it is said that, also in the Drikung Kagyu lineage in particular, that the whole kind of mountainside of many regions was covered, in the robes of the ordained, like a sea of those colors, and that there were many, many thousands and thousands of practitioners. So it was there was a period of definite where the practice was very strong. And then, of course, there was decline. There was then, of course, the Cultural Revolution. And so there have been, periods of increase and decline. And now, of course, Chod is really coming back, with popular force. But she doesn't know, also specifically to say, during the time of Machik Labdran, if that was Dene de magic labran do la yang de chu nyam yambagi dunda. Yeah, she doesn't know about that. Yeah, she's not sure. Sorry.
Yes.
Mentioned about the rainbow party Chod. How is it different from this one, and what is it at all? Like, essentially, what is the rainbow party Chod?
Dene jalu de chu jalu chu ge korla chik sungin dene dang kaka che yore. Dene de yang chepar gare yore dang chitang jalu ge chu ge mixa.
Mengri me. De mengri chu pe mangpo yore. Jongsa so de machik labdron yimba la dene chu dramda. That caresna gelo la chu yore ningma la yore kajura yore saja la yore. The main dramada yore.
So the rainbow body Chod is another name. It's a different practice, a different practice of Chod, but the meaning and the essence of the practice is really the same. And of course, it also comes, from the lineage of Machik Labdran. And actually, there's so many different forms of Chod. She said there's just like so many different texts, so many different sadhanas out there, and of all different traditions, like Sakya, Gelug, Nyingma, Kagyu. They're like Chod in particular is a practice where you have a lot of different versions. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you know how old this practice is?
Like the Kusali? You mean this one in particular?
Yeah.
Or the in general, the practice of Chod?
Both.
Yeah. Dang Kusali Chod de Nikala de lo gatse doson.
Da jalu kondrap de sanghima bole de chungchunga de tang deres. And jagal len ta
Mare. He loju gi tola pena Machik Labdran gi
loju
dura garere. Kini yang de chu kusali chu gi dura garere. So te kapala tacho Yeah. So she's not great with history, she said. She doesn't. Maybe that's a Kempo. Maybe Kempo, do you know what century was Machik Labdran? Durap de chu go tsuka gi durap gare. Maybe about the 12th century. I'm looking it up actually. Yeah, so Machik Labdran was born in 1055 and died 1149. So that's the origination of Chod. Right. So 1055 and she lived in 1055 she was born. Lo pache durap chunipa daore. Yeah. So that's what, 12th century, 11th century? Lasso. Dini, yeah, and let's see. Yeah, and Jigten Sumgan's similar, so Kusali Chod wasn't that right? I mean, he's 1143, so 12th century, the Kusali Chod. Mm-hmm.
Somebody says other villages. But this is not important. There's component what is this? What is benefit of us? What do we need to compose and practice? Look at the mind, change the mind and eradicate ego.
Eradicate ego. But there's lots of history too that can be read about it, and yeah. Any other?
Tadzo sonsari.
Da te chitadung karma.
Pasedo.
Jidam karma.
Chizu sika lasido. Ni yinda che sonya ayana zhiwa yun zhiwa song temne yang janya zhe. Dupa yun jang temina tene ngozo yang moa de monam che chuyan mare.
So if we want, we can have more discussion, more questions. Otherwise, we can also do a little bit more practice if people would like that. And we could also, a third option is we could conclude, go ahead, we have about 30 minutes, but we could also, maybe some of you need to get back to faraway places, and we could go ahead and recite the dedication prayers and conclude. Oh, look who's here. Hi, Frank.
Better late than never, maybe. So sorry. Thank you, Drupon.
I know. Do you have a question? Sorry. Yeah. Did you? Oh, who does? Maybe Frank. But did you? It looks like you have. Oh. Yeah, sure, definitely. So do people want to do a little practice? A little bit more final practice before we all disperse? 그래, 제나 되게
Kare.
냠는 제나.
Nyamne kare cheyare. Janya
Janya.
ma gon tonana sama show mari.
So we can't go from beginning to end. So is there?
What? That's
So if they're like, especially Kempo is saying, now is a good time. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So, okay. I don't have to say that Kempo said this, but he said, really, it's a good opportunity to clear up any doubts that you might have. So anything about the practice, it still feels a little bit unclear. Anything that you really, that is still, about any aspect of the practice, it's you should go ahead and take the opportunity to clarify it now, while Drupala is here with us. Mm-hmm.
If practicing alone and as a beginner only doing the white offering, at the end of the white offering, do we then skip all the way to page 24 to the supplication?
Yeah, so Garci pena rang chikbu chegiona. Dini karaje chikbu chegiona. So from which part, where do you skip to 24? Which page? From which page to which page?
So the end of the white offering.
Dini karaje tsarne dini tekar shodang. So pena de shodang chupa ki jo ne dini de dine shodang nishutsa ji tekar la dogi urebe. Yes, that's exactly right.
chupa ne re de ta kong. Chupa ne. Lasa.
Lapsong. Chupa ne.
Jigir tene. Chupa kyuni chute. Teze lama chonse ne.
Shabla dine nishutsa ji doya urebe.
Re tena doja. Nike tsakjek.
Nishutsa chik.
Yeah.
No, so to page 21. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's good. And you had a question? Sorry, just something.
So I was wondering, are there any requirements before practicing this? I know that there's the empowerment, like that we can look at the video version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else to be mindful of? Anything like that?
Dini so nyamlin che go na dini mixel yang shimba chik shu gogorebe pena de wang yang shu na yaporebe pena de yang garchen chegi yang de drajala yang wang yore dini de shu chogore yang na shimba chik che yang
Wang shu na diris. Wang min na tene kinbochi tene yogdara long shu shan diris.
So yeah, you can request, you can do the empowerment. It's good to have the empowerment, and also if you don't do the empowerment, and even if you do the empowerment, you can also get the transmission. Actually, Kimbo is here, and you can also request it from him. He can give you the transmission.
guess I was wondering if there was anybody else who wanted that. Would that be at another time, or I guess, well, because I know we were going to practice later, like on other days. So.
Oh, so say that again. Sorry.
Would that transmission be? I guess I can ask Kempo.
Kimbola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just when would
oh,
that,
you mean like now,
yeah,
or at
like
another
day
time?
when we practice
Yeah.
it together?
Dini gadu che ayore panagdata di shuya yorebe yangna di nima shimba che shuya yorebe ga insana maung pa kongso kapka la ti group che ni nyamni che ayojire.
말해. 싫어 그거 말해.
So Kimbola is telling her that she should give the transmission.
오늘 저 책 나온 되게라. 책 나온 되게라.
It's okay. She'll do it. Yeah.
알았어.
Okay.
오케이. 근데 롱스니테 땅가라인나지 콩다 롱 디제 미바 마이 간스나 당보 참되던 드공 장고를 붙인 데니 롱슈 데니 야 참되 가서 데니 디 드포소남 kunga 롱낭레 해서서 그냥이야 다 로섬 첩선 참되 갑슬라 아니 gonda 딱바 되지 냠니 제데 아니 롱아게마 도초레스 아니 데 롱도 갑슬라다 돈다 카레 라선데 제는 고마리스 다지 포트드는 데레스
So she said, okay, she'll give the transmission. She said she knows she's qualified and authorized to give the transmission because she has received transmission herself from Drikung Garchen Rinpoche and also from her retreat master when she did 3-year retreat, Sonam Kunga Rinpoche. And when she did her 3-year retreat, she did practice Chod every evening. Every day without veil during her 3-year retreat. And so she'll give the transmission, and she said as she gives the transmission, you don't have to think, oh, what is she saying? What's the meaning of the words? You just hear the sound. That's what transmission is it's like receiving the sound through, the faculty of hearing. And you can just sit and meditate as she goes through a quick recitation of the text. And then we receive the transmission.
조반제 대성 군제 섭제 그사라 소소 육소 한만절나가냐 베슨제나 데데 동아저 연사제 정고발라 남이 베도사츠 소소 르제 진바 남절 종 페라니 계제게 염치 모서전도 진진자로 용서도 바사게 동보들제 레와 오마니 제네 야게 서장제 바른 줄 정보치원님 정와나 마라예 망아예 시다 망아 지야 제시제네 남이 제제 순제 담제뉴 제베 담젠던데 제 담제뉴 던데 수바와시다 사바다마 수바와시다 페라 레집 순돌제 남제 마진다 금도 선세조 반제 펜든더라네 펜보치원나 소예덤 드베윤데 데 펜든더 롱메 중걸라네 바간네 데베지 베즘제데 페차에 추트 반제 토바데 사간나마 동선농카죠 페테나 밤절로예 멤버르니 주르얀데 즈마본제르 페텔레우르드제 이시차 니메 지베갈라만다데 자홍방호 오마호 페다니 사게드 바드제 제냐나 콜라토와 메셰페 양제데 자르바냐와나르 드파순제 제소마 건제 페다니 사게드 바드제 제예다니고 도와 메예페 양제데 자르베 예다나 드파순제 제소마 건제 페다니 사게드 바드제 제트로니고 도와 메 Payanje de Zaribaya, repetin Drona Dripasum Jajatum Akunjur, Pay Dani Saget about the Jamea Negoto, Mission Pay Yanje de Zaripa Manager Dripasum Jajatum Akunjur, Pay Dani Saget about the Jalaminicoto, Mission Pay Yanje de Zaripa Lamina Dripasum Jajatum Akunj. Pay Dani Saget about the Jalanicoto, May Pay Yanje de Zaripa Nam Dripasum Jajatum Akunjur, Pay the Janakalama Danda Pawon Control Conjo the Rota Patu Jinja Jinjering Abedanosi Musa Jinja Pombo Davar Jo Gar Mokosavadamana Denibena Doma Home Pay So One Jinja Jana the Jipuga to Tere the Sovajizan Pay Trijazawa the Jivaja Padena Matabano Jehedo Home Pay Yadam Jidakin the Trivation Garajalaton of Jehedo Home Pay. Adaye in the Hibabo, the Conrojo Bojan Basana Tabai, she Chichoma Soma, she Jacina, the Yetujidan, Tata Java Solang, Aniban Jehedo Home Pay, Seranko, Tomami Paneta Mata, Injedan Kazan Kovatin. Siji Soka Linja, Digdon, Natselinja, Control Synergy, Linjala, so the Rotapa to Jinja Soja Shadow Home Pay, he answered and Jaja Benders. Budon no Zealand, so that Jebeshar the Home Pay, the Lama Jose, the Palanti, Togan, the Jipumata, the Pay, Julie Shire, or Tagagents or Reperto. Target James O'Kerry repeat from the Tonson and Jenja Kangavanda, Nazijala Deka, Lassi de Capola, the Zonapo, the Zoma Potinger, the Travels, the Jangupola, the Serponija, the Homo, Pomea, Janga Sadaga, the Zoya Jasim, the Zolas, and under Betty, no son under Bedu, Johnson under Bandemos on the Badan, Cartel, Temper Capenala, Sobatopatin, and the Gianti, the Satas, or Dolas, the Padoni, Terasa, on the Jib. Santi the Jiba Tamje Gijerawami Banda Koje Hong de Hong de Hion de Shaso Chanton Shalaga Shaso Talaga Chanton Ripalaga Ribama Palaga Papa Jumpe Hong Tosi Petimon Mijin Manaranya Nagisibala did the Giant Jumana no Jesuagira the Jiro de Bandone, Nankatizon the Nankatin so in and like your Panhacha in the Bella Sayo Lomag in the Tulagas and the Domer Tajan the Nama Chupe Papantana. Mevela and the Nasha, Chilandinam Landians, or Topami Banjo and Jerry, Pepe, Chin the Sonala and the Bess, Shazo, Troken, Chupampa, Caparas in Rotabayana Japugan. Tiparango to Baria Tuning and Chubambaka, here to Baria China, yes, Bernard and American, Jeruna, the Maribana, the Hesich of that Chanton, Herda, Herder, Remerso, Sotala, Cantona watches. Tipik my carrier and go legibed, Tapukin, the Kotoya, the Jabezo, Matus, Mazaki, Pana, Landis, Yasodos, and Anderson, Nachapukan, Nangalas, Parishas, and Pajan Anderson, and Tremi Pachus. Chipasi Pendigus, Karmatola, the Jessa, Serbaya, Duchess, Chaboso, Loa, Pinchija, the Punjon, the Shipa, Merenja, the Lotus, Mapedosa, Papala, the Sada, the Lotus, and Jaja Chagut. Telaroma, Yepelamami Bandi, Yes, Naturalova, Yepelamami Bandi, Yes, and Hilarova, Yepelamami Bandi, Yeja, Sharadamas, Yepelamami Bandi, Yeja, Majim, Yepelamami Bandi, Yeja, Hentole, Angelos, and the Andre, Dundi, Janchela, Chijomi, Banya, Bajata, Yemi, Passenger. Pejema the Zonasilam, Pejema the Zonasila Masicin Roses on your mother Jimazu, Japan, Madaji, and Chijamaya, the one and Trechina Gunasu, Chendra, and Jeludanga, good in Japamalu, the younger Lama Lopan Jaro Tronchi Jeludanga covering them Jelud, Lucia, Chujin, the Hub, but Chuganga, and Sanjay, Huchenko, Atome, the Peroni, Sanjay, Shango, the Baton. No, some dozen Jaja dozen dozen Jaja Sanjosum that in Sanjosum that in let me send you the show pay Jimba Jabanda and Nanarazo Sanjay Young Jaja Najamadu, which is on a Jimbetron Jaja, no more than other Juras on the Jataji, but the Jurango Paka and Bagajabanda the Patiams. Gave up sons of Bajarangas and Ayas and then a Sanjeti and by Masaji Mishra, but as the Matimagana on your Sosara, Hitio, Tisanja, and Jati. Chukanaga in the images of Ganjamsu in the Sosoria, Tadan Shiram Cholang, Hanya Peranga, they were either try on the Motojan, the Joel and Tola, the Gombala, Pajimi Balong. My empty young Gombania, the Yo, Bedam, Jonam. Raran is a Parmula pay. Chadongolo Jabajin, Jerbo Don Jino Garbazon, Sanje Don Nakata, Chapetsi, Sabajina, Zalazalo, Oman the Pimon, Roman the Pimon, Roman the Pimon, Roman the Pimon. Oman the Pimon, given the near the Chinese one to Jin and Roy Jamale, but there's a longo parisho. Thank you, Alonso.
Thank you.
Finish.
That was so auspicious how that came about. Yeah. They knew me, babe. Kampong nga to mungo samyo marwa nini pini gogi oro atini yang pe ramchin jung. Okay. All right, so we don't have a lot of time, but what we can do is we can do the dedication prayers. That didn't come Frank, you want to read or I guess don't you usually lead the prayers? I don't know how you guys usually do it, so I've just been doing it kind of in my own. Oh, these are not in melody, the dedication prayers, right? Where do you guys usually start? Closing prayers. Here. Yeah. So.
60.
Okay.
Page 17.
Page 17.
Page 7.
Oh, you mean 16? 16. Yeah. Yeah, 16. Should we do Tibetan and English? Can we do each one in Tibetan and English? We have time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Then buke dang injinika. So
English. Yes.
okay. All right. One language. All right.
We'll do the long life prayers.
Okay.
Accumulated,
may I overcome all erroneous attitudes and reach the omniscient state. May all sentient beings who are suffering in the waves of birth, old age, illness, and death be freed from the ocean of samsara. Whatever merit I have accumulated from prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing in the merits of others, exhorting and beseeching, I dedicate all towards the highest perfect enlightenment, for the benefit of all sentient beings, following the wisdom of Manjushri, the fearless one, and similarly Samantabhadra, following them all and practicing in the same way, I too dedicate all merits accordingly. By the method of transferring merits as shown by the Buddhas of the past, present, and future, all merits from the wholesome deeds I dedicate towards practicing excellent conduct. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained three powers, by the blessing of the Buddha who had Dharmata, ultimate reality, beyond the transitory conditioned nature, dualistic phenomenon. By the blessing of the unity of the Sangha, may our prayers be fulfilled accordingly. By the truth of the three precious jewels, by the blessing of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, by the glory of the perfection of the two kinds of merit, and by the power of the Dharmadhatu, which is perfectly pure and beyond the capacity of human thought, may this dedication prayer be fulfilled according. The most glorious and precious Root Lama, seated on the lotus above my head, look upon me with your great compassion. Please grant all the siddhis of your body, speech, and mind. Of all the activities of the glorious Lama, may doubt never enter my mind for a moment, and may I be able to see the purity of all your actions. With deepest devotion, I pray that your blessings enter my mind. In all my lifetimes, may I not be separated from the perfect Lama. May I enjoy the glory of the teachings, and having accomplished all the bhumis of the Bodhisattva, may I quickly attain the realization of Vajradhara, Dorje Cham. Vajradhara, Tilopa, Naropa, Marpa, Milarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Pagmodrupa, and Lord Drikungpa. Please bestow upon us the most auspicious blessing of all the Kagyu Lamas. I pray that the Lama may have good health. I pray that the Lama may have long life. I pray that your Dharma activities spread far and wide. I pray that I may not be separated from you. May the teachings of the great Drikungpa Ratnashri, who is omniscient Lord of the Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind root and lineage lamas, divine assembly of yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yogins, Yoginis, and Dakinis dwelling in the 10 directions, please hear my prayer. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May thoughts of fame, reputation, wealth, honor, concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. And through that, may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space.
May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such, and the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May I in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo. By the power of the merit I have accumulated, the power of merit in samsara and nirvana in the 3 times, and by the power of the primordial merit of Buddha nature, by all this may I and all sentient beings quickly attain perfect enlightenment state of Buddhahood. By the merit I have accumulated, may I overcome all erroneous attitudes and reach the omniscient state. May all sentient beings who are suffering in the waves of birth, old age, illness, and death be freed from the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent and precious mind. Where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. May the teachings of the great Drikung Ratnashri, who is omniscient Lord of the Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara. Gong ri ra wei gor wei jing ham su, and dong de wa ma lu jung wei ne, chen rei zik wang ten zin yam su yi, jamais sin he bardu ten yur chik, kun cho kun du shakya sengei, ten pa zin ching pelwe dak ni che, kun zang nu men chok, lun drup jet sun la me jab ten sol, kun chok sung yin ten pa zin pa la, nyang yi wang chok jet sun jam pa yang, tup ten rin ten dron me tek zem pa, chung yi nang wa kal ya jab ten so, pang be yul na arya de wa je, do kam chung su gar gi rik su tru, yik ten gun mo duk se cho ding pa, pal den gar chen kut se kal gar ten, yik du gyal den ak tre ne kap dir, tu tup dur je tabu tu juk gi, rime ten me gu ji da gi je, ten me ni ma gar chen yap ten so. Om mani me me hum ri, 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 Om mani me me hum
Thank you. Tujichi.
And please remain seating just for a bit. Yeah, that's good. We just wanted to make our formal thanks. Steffi, would you follow up behind me and give me there'll be a chance. So, Drupon, I wanted to thank you especially for coming. You know, this whole place is simply about transmission. And why that's so important, I mean, it's my belief that there isn't a creature out there that isn't trying to get away from suffering. And the great figures are trying to liberate others too. But this fact of suffering, it just strikes me as so profound that that's how the Buddha started his teaching. And yet, in a sense, everyone's trying too, and yet it's just not working out so well when we look at samsara. And this is the importance of transmission. You know, it's our protection. When I see the people in this room who are, you know, dedicated their lives for Drupon, Khenpo, Lama Dawang Zangmo, Yarek. These are people, and now Virginia. People have done tremendous work. And all of us are necessary for that in our own, you know, way with all the obligations of our lives and the obstacles and everything. It all works. You know, because of transmission, we can look back for 2,500 years. There's something that you can have some confidence in, and you can go farther and farther and farther testing that. The Dharma will never let you down. Gar Rinpoche first gave Chod teachings here, and it was truly a wonderful event. Bangto Rinpoche was here at the same time, touring around the country and Europe with the 16 young Drikung monks, one of who later became a layperson and married my daughter. So we've been extremely fortunate here, and I wanted to thank you so much for coming and doing this. Yeah. And please come back. Okay. One of these first.
Look what you did. It's amazing.
Without you, oh, I can't get through. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next time I might even attend.
Thank you.
And then, Frank, here also.
Oh.
Okay.
This Abchi.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you.
And she also has a book, Garchen Rinpoche, but she thinks she hasn't brought it here, so she wants to give it to you later.
Wonderful. Yeah, really.
But also wait, and also for Gretchen.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
That's from Gargan. She went to Tibet this year and got them. They're very powerful.
Very good.
From Gargan Monastery.
And Virginia, you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for everything you're doing down in Florida.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay. And all of you for holding this. It's wonderful. Thank you all. Okay. Now, if you would like to make hot offerings, please.
Oh, okay. So actually, just yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
저희 가시 찍으려고 소중히.
나가 가셔야지 줘야요.
전에 how to say it? I'm just English. Thank you very much for Drupon Love coming here and teach people
Yes.
wonderful and profound the Chod practice and with the practice.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Traveling up from the Sunshine State, and I think you brought us some sunshine. Good to see you too. Oh, wait, I can wait to you. Get to give.
You have this one.
So therefore, Drupon, thank you very much for here. Many days here, so we have no air condition in the White Lotus. Many people really little bit hard to listen, teaching, to focusing. This is like human nature. Everything need really perfect, and then people can focusing on the teaching. So therefore, as for conditions, I'm sorry, everybody. But Dharma need to be patient. So I think so good. I think so condition actually. So therefore, here for people who are attendant here, listen teaching, and Drupon La, special for Virginia, and translated it perfectly, nicely, and completely without missing and blocking word and meaning. So this is wonderful, really, very helpful, because Drupon La, whatever taught, completely come into your mind. So this is important. So please, what you need to do in the one thing is keep in the mind what he taught to during of these days, and try to remember every day where you're going to practice the Chod, visualization and motivation. These two things are most important for Chod practice or whatever practice. Motivation and visualization. So they're really, really helpful, meaningful. Real is whatever practice is we only for change the mind. Only for change the mind. Whatever name, like 84,000 and 94,000 and 1,000, whatever dharmas, only for change the mind. If you can change the mind, one dharma single word, you really good enough, no need to practice anything else. This is for sure. So therefore, everybody keep in the mind meaning and try to remember every day, whatever your situation and busy or whatever, doesn't matter. Just try to remember. Keep in the mind. And the mind is improving day by day. That's for sure. Thank you very much. Listen to my kind of gossip or order or whatever. Thank you.
Okay, so
she wants to say
So Drupon La would just like to say a few words.
Changmala pet to the chest, the Kirboche Concho Molam Town, the Lopun France, All called Nampakatene, Cobden on the pay go chong, Loma to pay upon those. And then the Ning Tapani Garden Chetini. Guys in the Nangbak chute, so ya the tutola la pe sunam chamboring on it. Then the Tini, so ya la lehla mari. They main do the and it's Hangmaka Harab Brabjinta Karesina, Moto Nangmanashi, Tutola, Shindab Jaya Tata, Kangba de Landua, and the land of God, the charging Zoya can you see that so Mampoting Zongo the day and do it Chinapaka Tangma, Shindab Jaya Tang, then Chin Nangba Sanje Basinete, then Lama Gola Lama Gore, the sola Kuyab down. Thunder, then churo pala pe chunga ke chia la kuyap jea dang chunga chia la kuyap jea che chunga la kuyap jea de pe ke chimboris ngozo na changma tin da de ba tim der yin lo de na zong ri ten de changma la de ni che tang ke pe a pon ngara pe ga wa chongs de de china ba maung pa ni ya jar jar mona yo pe ga wa chong de Koranso nyamne na hada buda chin pe che cha chpa tin pe daratya semga samno tondang ri de so pe apon de ngaran pe gaw chong de thuji che de Koran lopung frank konke ta dakin ni lagun te sa nyo sare de te nyo sa na sare de jopo trave mola views.
So she said that she just wants to really offer her sincere thanks, especially to Kimbo Rinpoche for, she's really, really delighted to be here, and especially also to Lopon Frank and to all of you Dharma students, really from the bottom of her heart. Thank you. She really enjoyed coming here and sharing with you all. And it's really, there's so much merit here. She just looks around the room and sees so much merit, and all the conditions, coming together to have this beautiful place for Dharma practice, and, the opportunity to come together in the practice of Dharma regularly. It's like, a really special situation of family, of like the kind of strongest family connection, really. And again, with this coming together, when you have Dharma connection is not accidental. It really takes, it's based on past karmic connection, and the, very auspicious causes and conditions. And so it's really important to cherish that, to always remember that, to have, a feeling of appreciation for your Dharma center, for your elders, your and your Dharma brothers and sisters, your teachers, really to have a respect and appreciation for your teachers is so important, and to have love for your Dharma siblings, really considering to be like family, and continuing to rely on one another in practice and to do your best, to continue. It's also, as she knows, it's not easy to keep a Dharma center going. It takes resources. You have to pay rent. She knows that you all are in the process of trying to fundraise to find a building, which is so important, to support that to whatever degree that you can, because the merit of supporting Dharma activities is really like inconceivable. It's especially vast in its virtue and the results that it brings, and she was really enjoyed her time here, and she was also so delighted to see you all so sincerely interested, both in the meaning, of the practice, the inner meaning, and really taking it to heart, and also like really being diligent and learning, the techniques, and she saw that you were really dedicated, and you watched you all improve so much over a short time, and is really delighted that you wish wish to continue to do the practice, and she really wishes the very best for you in that. And she also wants to say thank you to Dakini Gretchen, who she knows is ill right now, and she sends her prayers and best wishes. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Virginia, for bringing Drupon.
I'm so happy that I did. Thank you. Yeah. Where she's so special. We're so blessed. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing I remember, just probably if I say something is should be fine. Actually, Drupon is the from Germany, Munich, one of the Garchen Rinpoche's Dharma Center. She is a little bit far away from U.S. or Rochester special. But we hope, or I hope, I think so everybody hope, sooner come again here and teach people. That time is not really no need to teach, because I think so. I believe the White Lotus Sangha will be really, really good active practitioner to show practice. And I think so maybe that moment if we go to start to teach, practice together, and then she will be really surprised. Wow, something. So you have to do that kind of things and keep in the mind and practice again and again. If I have time, sometimes I can we go together practice, of course. So that is, I think so maybe big deal. The Chod practice is really, really short, easy, profound, and powerful if you good in motivation and focusing visualization. This is for sure. Recently, I just mentioned a little bit the meaning of the Chod in Tibet word, just cut up. What need to cut up?
To cut off.
Cut up.
Or to
cutting off or cutting up, whatever.
Cutting through or cutting up.
Need to do separate. We have continuous come the ego grasping. Ego reality, ego grasping is only two things: expectation and fear. Only most people keep every day. You check your mind. Since morning until sleep, two bad perspective or negative thoughts, whatever. Expectation and fear. So if you really be able to eradicate your ego grasping by the Chod practice, you already liberate. You understand what I mean? So that's such a kind of practice we got today. Order transmission, pattern instruction. Also practice 2-3 days with the Drupon law. This is such, I think so, maybe we always using amazing, wonderful. You can use that word today, really. So therefore, we have to realize that kind of opportunity and powerful, meaningful. Recognition is mostly important for whatever situation and things, really. So therefore, I want to say again, thank you very much for everybody, especially and Drupon law, especially for translator law. So Buddhists believe the cause and condition is most important. So all the come from together, that is called the interdependence. So we believe that. So therefore, today completely, nicely, wonderfully, everything successful. So this is, I want to say, amazing. So thank you very much, everybody.
This is, I think, French. I think Frank, is it your Kangling?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kongre. Thank you very much. Thank you. Quello della
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jim.
See you.
Yeah, welcome into there. Yeah, yes. Yeah.